Hello, my loves. Welcome to day 12 of 33 of days of me reading messages for the collective. If you hear any noises, I'm putting my hair up. I usually do that to focus, or when I'm in work mode, I forgot. So I apologize. Today is day 12, a day of spirituality. So this is the deck I created. I don't remember how long ago I created, but it's a throw dominoes deck. And this is what the back looks like. 4 blank letter with bad news. It's very straightforward. It's very cute. I think I came across like this dominoes game or something, and I created a meaning. I don't even remember the inspiration behind this, but it's so random and it's very straightforward messages. And for the advice, this is the stone that the deck chose. This is a healing oracle. This is what the back looks like. So we'll put that away. Now then, I'm going to be asking 4 questions, but first with this cute little labradorite here, let's see what your energy is. Oh, if you don't know what this is, it's something you can wrap around your ring to change the size if you want to wear it like on a different finger for any given day. So I heard some of you could be palm readers. Wow, you can literally see like all the veins in my hand. That's crazy. Some of you are insecure about yourselves and your spirituality. So expect some confirmations in this reading, and if this doesn't satisfy your curiosity, watch like 10 readings in a row and see if you don't get the same thing. And if you don't, maybe that person's not aligned with you. Keep asking the same question. Keep getting the same answer. Some of you, the answer is right in front of you and you don't want to pay any mind to it. I'm mulling around these thoughts like I'm mulling around this stone. Your mind is in constant movement. Some of you are getting your confirmations and you're listening, and some of you are not. That is the overall energy. That is the overall vibe that I am feeling. So, question number 1, how can my loves best discover their spiritual gifts? How can my loves best discover their gifts? Thank you. And how can they best develop these spiritual gifts? That's quite a bit. Give me a moment to pick all that up. Now then, how can they be more open to spiritual guidance? How can my loves be more open to spiritual guidance? I feel like there's one more in here, so let me just... Okay, there's way more than one. I knew there was more to it, so... Getting a vibe of this is what you see, this is what you don't see, so we'll do it quite like that. And what is the next thing that's going to happen to them today on their spiritual journey? What's going to happen to them today on their spiritual journey? Get an overall energy. Double 2, new friends who will become very near and dear to you. As you become a new person, you will find yourself with new people. I believe I commented on my post yesterday, which was about change. And I stand by those. Can't remember the exact words, but it was something along the lines of, the old me is dead, so don't bother looking for that person. If you want to be with the new me, you have to become a new person. You yourself, the old you, must die. Revolutionize yourself. Revolutionize the world. For the revolution of the world. The world always continues to turn, and it changes and it grows, and so should you. So don't stop your growth for anyone else. It's a big message coming through. Sure, you'll miss some old parts of yourself, but the new parts of yourself you can completely enjoy. One moment. Alright. Back to it. Alright, first question, how to discover your spiritual gifts. We have 3-2. Avoid taking any chances, especially gambling. You would be the loser. Don't take a chance on something you know for a fact you're going to get nothing out of. Let's say that you want to save up enough money for a house and you have 3 friends and they think that's a great idea and they want to live with you. But you're the only one saving up any money, you're the only one trying to make changes in your life. Well, that's when you tell them you're not going to invite them to come live with you because literally they're contributing nothing. They're not even trying. And it's the same thing with change. If you're putting all this effort and growth into yourself and you hang around someone who always does the same things, is unapologetically them, and they're actually quite rude and they should apologize, and just a bunch of nonsense. If you know for a fact that someone behaves poorly and you behave poorly yourself and you want to change your behavior, if you hang around people who still act the same, why do you think that you're going to change? And it's the same thing with spirituality. If you're a spiritual person and you hang out with a bunch of people who believe spirituality is stupid and it has nothing to do with mental health, which that's really all spirituality is creating a set of values, finding belief and faith in yourself and something greater than you, a bigger purpose. That's really all spirituality is, if you were to look at it from a practical perspective. It doesn't have to be about magic. It doesn't have to be about putting on a show. It doesn't have to be about a whole lot of things. Spirituality was created based on the purpose to give you guidelines, to give you values in life. And your values don't have to match those values to a T, but they can help you create your values. Like, let's say you're part of a spiritual community and they believe you must pray for an hour. And you have bad knees and you can't sit there and kneel for an hour. The fact that you have hope and that you would pray at all, even if it's just for a few moments, like before you eat, you say you're grateful. That's a good enough prayer. The fact that you're practicing mindfulness and being present, you're practicing gratitude, and you're trying to help teach others. Spirituality is not about standards. Standards are your own. Spirituality is about teaching you values and morals, and based on those values and morals, you create your own. It's no different than going to school. Sure, you learn things in textbooks, but you find that textbooks, sometimes the information doesn't resonate with you. And sometimes they find, oh, that research that, we did 1,000 studies on, it's no longer true today. As you change, your values change. As your mind changes, you change. So how to discover your spiritual gifts is to really just discover yourself, discover your morals, discover your values, and create practices that align with those. Let's say you want to be more grateful. Every time, you get like some water, say, I'm grateful for this water. Every time you eat something, I say, I'm grateful for this food. Every time you wake up in a cozy, comfy bed, say, I'm grateful I woke up in a cozy, comfy bed, because you could sleep on the floor, or you could be being bitten by bugs because you're camping in the middle of nowhere. Like, to unlock your spiritual gifts is to see that, one, you can be spiritual and you can be practical, and two, recognize that you're a gift, that your life is a gift, and whatever gifts you believe you have, and you can create more. The only reason for you to see yourself as not spiritually aware or not spiritually anything, that is your choice. Every person has spirituality within them. Spirituality is about values. It's about guidelines. It isn't about being able to cast a spell and shame someone into oblivion and have that ability. It isn't about being able to just create money out of nowhere. Your spiritual gifts are your everyday talents and what you acknowledge about yourself that you're proud of and that you are grateful for. Some people in the spirituality may get it twisted, whatever. Like the other day I said a spiritual prayer to protect others, sending that kind of energy out into the world. I have that faith that I have that ability, so therefore I do. How you discover your gifts is you say, what gift do I want to have? And you create it, because you are the creator of your own reality, of your mind, of your thoughts. Some of you need to hear this. Spirituality isn't a bunch of woo woo whoa whoa, magical, fagical, whatever, and you need special words or you need a special method. No, you just need hope, faith, belief, and gratitude. Be grateful, be thankful, and you will be blessed. It's not complicated. Like some people want to make it, quite honestly. 3, the marriage of an ex-love will aggravate you. Yeah, some of you keep hanging around the same people, and some of you keep doing the same things and you don't like it, but you do it anyway because maybe you're afraid of change, or maybe something seems too good to be true. I don't know. There's something in your values, there's something in your belief system that is causing you to think, maybe I'm not special, or maybe I can't do it. You really can do anything you put your mind to. There are plenty of people who go from rags to riches. There are plenty of people, for example, great example, the streamer Queso that I watch. He was someone who used to like work on apartments and places and stuff like that. He'd crawl into ventilation shafts and have to fix plumbing, the person who has to do it all, right? Well, now he's a freaking like millionaire, and what he does for a living is he plays games and he's just himself. Like, that's a spiritual gift. That's a spiritual ability. How is that? One, he's true to himself. Two, he uses his personality as his gift. Your personality is your own gift. Being true to yourself is a gift. So some of you aren't seeing that, you just being yourself is beautiful, and you don't have to be like anyone else. Like, just because you see someone in front of you levitate 10 feet off the ground, it doesn't mean you're not capable of it. It just means that you haven't put your whole life's work into it. You could do it if you really wanted to. If you believe in magic, magic exists. If you don't believe in magic, magic does not exist. And I'm going to take a sip of water. Now, some of you already know you have spiritual gifts and you're magical, and you just want a confirmation. Okay, here's your confirmation. Why do you need it from someone else? Why aren't you validating yourself? Honestly, you already knew you were magical before you came here, because if you didn't believe you had spiritual gifts, or if you didn't believe you were magical, you would have never clicked on this video. You would never watch a tarot reading. You would never watch any kind of magic, anything. You wouldn't be interested in spirituality at all. It's because you've been awakened, and maybe you're not sure what you've been awakened to yet, but part of the journey is discovering yourself for yourself. Because if you constantly wait on someone to tell you who you are or who to be, you're going to be waiting the rest of your life to live it, to enjoy it, and to embrace it. It's a very powerful message, and it's a very true message, honestly. So next question is how to develop your spiritual gifts, a promotion, find ways to level up. Look at what kind of spiritual talents or gifts, what kind of talents do you want to have? Okay, look up different ways to make that happen and try them. And somewhere along the way, you're going to come up with your own special methods. Some of the most spiritual people, like myself, I have plenty of things I do that aren't in a book. I have plenty of things I do that no one has taught me. It's just intuitively I feel this is right for me. I feel like this is a gift to me, for me, and I'm going to use it. And whether or not anyone believes, that's not what makes the gift happen. It's my belief that makes it happen, as I've said before on this channel. There is a whole community of like a society that people go to, and they simply pray over them and they say, you're healed, you're healed, you're healed, you're healed. And it's a group of people, and that person comes out healed because those people had full faith they could heal this person, and they did. It had nothing to do with the other person's belief. So if you're waiting on someone else to believe in you, there's no point in even looking for gifts, because you're missing them already. All you have to do is look in the mirror. All you have to do is look at you and recognize, I am a gift. What am I talented at now? How can I hone these talents? How can I master them better? And what kind of talents, do I want to get into and create? You have close friends and family. For some of you, you have certain abilities that naturally come to you that have been passed down by generations. For others of you, you have people close to you who put you down no matter what you do. So no matter what you do, you don't feel special, you don't feel supported. Those aren't your friends, those aren't your family. Those are people who just live life in misery and they have nothing better to do. And maybe it's because that's what they were taught, you know, monkey see, monkey do. No offense to monkeys, but it's just a saying. Don't repeat something just because you see it. Do what's right for you. Do what feels right for you, not what feels right for everyone else. Don't live your life for anyone else. Live your life for you. I feel like this has been a big lesson since day one of this. I feel like I'm giving a course, honestly, because I kind of feel like a record that's repeating myself. But if that's the message that's coming through, maybe some of you are really stubborn and thick-headed. Okay. Here and now, I pray for you. You get a sign that's fair and true. A sign that shows you're spiritual as can be, as magical, just as magical and beautiful as me. Thank you. I'm grateful. So feel free to get that sign and look for it. If you believe you'll get a sign, you'll get a sign. Even if you don't believe you'll get a sign, you'll get a sign. I've gone on TikTok lives just randomly guessing things about people and guessed right. I had this one man who said, read me, and so I did. And I was like, I can remember this very well because he was very shocked. Never met this person before in my life. There were several people in there. I was just like, I'm going to focus on this one person. I don't even remember if I even bothered asking for their real name. I just said, there's something that you do for a living. And it's like you're in charge, but you're not in charge. You work directly with people, but you don't work directly with people. And you work with your hands, and it's like there's something that you really want to do, some kind of project or something you want to start for yourself, and you really need to go towards it. You're like skilled at it. I said something along those lines, and they said I'm actually a cabinet maker. And they said they were looking for a sign and they thought that was it. And I was like, no, let me try harder. Let me actually try and give you a sign. And I didn't ask for anything in return. I just felt drawn to that person, and I felt like, okay, this person is very practical. This was a very practical man. He didn't believe in any kind of psychic anything. I didn't even know if I would be able to tap into this person. I showed not only them, but myself. Just because I tried, I was able to do more than I ever thought I could. So always know that you're more capable of than what you think of. And just because you question yourself because someone pretends like that's not true, that doesn't mean anything. Unless you see solid proof that you're dead wrong, like let's say you think someone's cheating on you, they probably are, and they can cover it up the rest of their lives. Unless you're with them 24/7, they cannot prove to you they're not sitting on the toilet with their phone. I had a couple of boyfriends, actually. They would take the phone with them to the toilet, and they would spend a really long time on the toilet. And I just had this feeling that something was going on, and then I would find an email or I would bring something up, and they would rat themselves out. And they would sit, and I would blatantly ask them, I feel like you're cheating on me. Are you cheating on me? And they would lie. And I would say, okay. So clearly you were always lying. Clearly you were never going to tell the truth. I'm glad I believed myself over you. So honestly, you're more powerful than you'll ever know. Your gut instincts are your spiritual gifts. And the more imagination you have within your mind, the more you can unlock within your mind. Your mind is a whole universe. I always say this, every person on this planet and everyone beyond this planet, everything beyond this one little floating rock and billions of other floating rocks. We all have our own universe inside of us. Don't look into someone else's universe to discover yours, to describe yours. Look into your own. whether it be through meditation, whether it be through hypnosis. You know, I did hypnosis just for fun once. And I went on stage and my mom took the video and I couldn't remember anything at all. And it's one of the reasons why I decided to take a hypnosis class, because I found it amazing. But a lot of people thought it was staged, and I was like, no, I just randomly... And what's funny is I outed... At one point they did like a... Watching myself was so cringeworthy, you guys. Like, they did this one part of it where they were like, okay, now I want you all to dance, and I want you to all think you're the best dancer here, and you're going to win this dance competition. And everyone else was so goofy, and I started belly dancing, and then she asked me, she's like, why do you think you're going to win this? And I said, because I'm a certified belly dancer, I'm an expert at it, and I look good doing it. Of course I'm going to win. And I died inside, because I would never, ever say that in a billion years. Oh my god. When I used to like belly dance in a restaurant or whatever, you know, for like money, free food, whatever, as kind of like a side hustle, like, I would never ever say I'm a better dancer than you. I would just be like, come on, dance with me. You can do it. And even if I think you're so goofy, I'm proud of you for trying. So for the simple fact that this person took humble me and turned me into ego me, I was like, oh, she's such a cunt. I cannot stand her. I looked at myself and I couldn't stand myself. So bad. I was like, that is so not me. How dare this person give me this personality? And I realized that hypnotism is really powerful. And I was like, well, you know, it'd be great to help people fight like addictions and habits. And hypnosis is great for like if you think in a past life, it's affecting you in this life. If you believe in past lives, one, you can just say, I undo everything I ever did in a past life. I undo on all contracts I agreed to in a previous life. It's all done. All is complete. I now start a brand new cycle. Literally, your words have power. Literally, your thoughts have power. If you say that here and now, boom, it's broken. And if you gotta clap your hands to make it true, clap your hands to make it true. Do your own little dance, you know? We have 6-1 decision time. This could be the start or end of all you have dreamed of. You can't follow your dreams if you don't try to make them come true. I'm still cringing over here at this hypnosis video. I watched it once. I'll never watch it again, like ever. You know what's funny though? Everyone remembered this end trigger. She was like, for no reason, when you fully wake up, you're going to say this. And when I woke up, I didn't say it. And people gasped. And I was like, I was looking at everyone else like, I feel like I can't remember something, but I don't know what it is. And then later on, this was like the 4th of July or whatever, and I was at a fair. And I was like, I think it was the 4th of July. I really can't remember. It was either the fair for 4th of July or it was just the regular fair. I can't remember. But there were fireworks galore. And I remembered what I was supposed to say during the fireworks. Do I remember what it was now? I don't know. I think it was something about I love hot dogs. It was like the most out-of-pocket thing ever. In fact, I think she made it cluck like a chicken. I will take that hypnosis DVD to my grave. And I swear, Mom, if you ever show anyone that video, I will die inside and crumble up in a tiny little ball. Please don't ever do that to me. I was like, why did you get a video of that? And what's worse is an old coworker I was in charge of actually saw me go up there on stage, and low-key he hated my guts because he was like an older gentleman, probably like in his 60s, and he hated that I was his boss, and he tried to do my job for me, and he would go behind me and undo some work I did. So I had a chat with him and I said, I'm your fucking boss. If you don't like it, you can be in charge. Do not go behind me. Do not tell me what is protocol and what is not. That's why I'm in charge and you are not. I don't like being a bitch, but I promise you I can be that work bitch. Yes, I believe in teamwork, but you will not undermine me. If you want to be in charge, be a leader, be in charge. But if you want to be a leader and you want to be in charge, make sure you follow protocol to a T. I don't care if you're older, that doesn't make you smarter. I know some young kids who are way smarter than a lot of older adults I know, and vice versa. It doesn't matter your age. Either you're open to learning or you're just ignorant, and this guy was ignorant. He still had the same haircut from his 60s. You could tell he was stuck in his ways. And he was really full of himself. And when he worked, he liked to sit the whole time. The whole time. He would do barely any work. So I was like, I'm over here busting my ass. I really don't want to hear it. Go sit back in your chair. And when I saw him later and I did all that, I was like, well, he'll probably spread rumors about me, but at least everyone will know I'm an international belly dancer. That was the only good way to look at it, because the rest of it was just awful. I don't even remember what all happened. I do remember just being full of myself and thinking, oh my God, that's how I was when I was like 12. Help. Someone help. My ego died a long time ago. I don't get embarrassed. In fact, I embarrass other people. I'll say things that they're like, oh my God, that's so embarrassing. What's wrong with you? What? It's true. Like yesterday when I was like, it's my time of the month. I think one time me and my mom were working in the yard and I told her, if you want someone sane, get someone who's not bleeding out of their vagina. And I screamed that shit to her in front of all the neighbors. I gave no fucks. No fucks given. I was tired. I was irritated. It was hot outside and we were moving shit back and forth. I was so done. I was so done. And yeah, I don't get embarrassed. I just don't. You know, I embarrassed myself so much and other people try to embarrass me so much as a kid. Like, I have no ego. Ego is the biggest problem of all in this world. So throw away your ego. Just try everything. That seems like it would be a lot of fun. That's not dangerous. And you'll be surprised what you're capable of. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I shared that story. But yeah. You can tell people about that, but I'd rather you didn't. If you love me, please don't tell. If you don't love me, why the fuck are you here? Seriously. If you don't even like me, why are you here? Go be, like, bored somewhere else. Because I know you can't possibly find this interesting if you hating on me. I ain't hating on you. I don't care if you hate me. I don't have to hate you. I can just be like, well, you hate me. That's cool. Let me add you to, oh wait, the list I don't have of people who hate me because I don't care. Because they don't. Okay. Don't worry about the haters. They ain't got nothing better to do. Misery loves company. And so does happiness. And I choose happiness. So say it together with me. I choose happiness. I choose happiness. I choose happiness. And you want to know why? Because it's so much funner and easier. Duh. And I ain't talking that toxic positivity crap. I'm happy all the time. Oh, my dog died. I'm happy. What? Well, at least he's in a better place. What? Hello, there are like 5 to 10 steps of grieving. By the way, I took a class about that in spirituality, about the process of grieving for others, so I could really help understand how to grieve better, because no one ever taught me how to grieve properly. And yeah, there's like 5 stages of grief or more. I feel like there's a billion more. Sometimes there are some that are not unsaid, but this was like a professional trying to do like, didn't want to spend his whole life on a class, and he had lost someone very dear to him, and yeah, he wanted to help people. So yeah, if you're going through it, don't pretend to be happy when you're not. Just try and do something to try and make you feel a little bit better, okay? Because you are going to feel like crap. For example, right now, I totally feel like crap, and I'm like, let me just take some Excedrin for these cramps, because yeah, they hurt. And my back hurts. It's just a part of the cycle. But you know what? I'm grateful my organs work. Everything's working there. I'm not fixed, so it's going to happen. So I'm grateful for my health. Does it not feel great? Sure, but all my organs are functioning just fine. So kudos to that. It may be painful, but everything works good for me. Next, we have good luck. Same thing here. If you believe you're lucky, you're lucky. A lot of you, you're naturally lucky. And some people hate on that. And they'll be around you and they'll feel great. And when you're gone, they get withdrawal. And then eventually, like, if they hang out with you enough and enough good stuff happens to them, their ego will get in the way and they'll be like, you know what? I deserve better than this. Originally, I was around you because you made me feel good, but now everyone else makes me feel good. I don't need you. And then all of a sudden, those people go away because they never really felt better about themselves. They just needed people to feed their ego and make them feel lucky. You make your own luck. If you believe you're lucky, you're lucky. If you believe you're unlucky, you're unlucky. It's your choice. Just like happiness, it's a choice. What's on the menu today? Oh, sunshine, rainbows, good luck, good things. I'm magical, so something magical is going to happen to me today. I'm bound and determined, really. So there's no choice but to happen. Next, we have journeys and travel. You can go wherever you want to. You just have faith. You just have to have faith that one day you can get there. And every little step counts. It's like, let's say you have the worst paycheck ever and all you can save is 25 cents towards your dream destination. That's still 25 cents more than what you had. And, you know, even if you can't travel with it, you can still use it as an emergency fund when you need it, because everyone goes through things that are unexpected. So even that 25 cents makes a difference. I mean, 4 paychecks, that's $1. That's $1 more than what you would have had if you hadn't tried. So how to develop your spiritual gifts is trying one little thing at a time. See what works, see what doesn't. And, you know, if you're not good at remembering it, write it down, journal about it. I discovered this about myself today. Or I tried this and it didn't work. Maybe I should try it in this kind of way instead, and maybe it'll work this time. Sometimes you're meant to do the same thing. It's just your approach needs to be changed. It's not that you're a failure. It's just your approach needs a different perspective. So sometimes you just have to go outside the box and see how other people do things for inspiration. Mind you, not to steal for inspiration. If you're just copying someone else, you literally just want to be them and you have nothing, you don't even want to live your own life. You're like unaliving yourself. And it's just, you think that like, oh, I'm so cool because I'm like this person. You're not anything. You don't even try to be anything. It's just sad, honestly. It really is. It's one thing if you're like, this person inspired me, so I created this. Thank you for being so inspiring. And you don't copy them word for word, but like their overall idea, you have a similar idea. You just do it in your own way. That's inspiration. That's not being a copycat. Okay, don't get it twisted. Copycat is when you literally see someone do something and you literally, it's like that Paige chick in Ariana Grande. She just doesn't even want to live her own life. It's like a thing on TikTok. I didn't even know it was a thing until I came across a meme of it one day and I was like, oh my god. This girl makes me so sad. I mean, honestly, Ariana Grande, her life's pretty sad. I mean, when I look at her eyes, I don't see them light out with happiness and sparkle out of joy. She always looks so sad or worried or confused, and I actually am sad for her. She's a very talented singer. Her morals and values when it comes to like cheating and stuff, they don't match mine, but there's a part of me that wonders, like, will she ever find like that true spark in her life again or ever really be happy? I hope so. And I hope that upon everyone, you know, even if I don't agree with your morals and values, you know, I hope you can find healing and peace so you can bring more to society than just what you think they want or what you think you should do, and just really be true to yourself. So, question number 3, how to be more open to spiritual guidance. First, we have 6-3, you will be invited to a party and you will thoroughly enjoy it. Just be open to doing new things with new people. The worst thing that'll happen is that you don't like it. Guess what? You can leave. You get a bad feeling. You can, and I don't mean like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous, I'm so afraid. What do I say? You say, hi, my name is so-and-so. How are you? What's one of your favorite things you like to do? What made you come to this party? You might find things in common. Those are very basic conversationalist things. I try not to say, what do you do for a living or your job, because most people hate their jobs. So when they talk about something miserable, they become a little miserable, and in their brain, they're associating you with that. So whenever you introduce yourself to someone, try to think of like positive topics and things they would enjoy to talk about and things you would enjoy to talk about if you want to know how to connect with people better. Maybe some of you want to be more spiritually gifted in reading people. That is a thing. Reading people, it can be seen in a practical way, or wow, you read them so well, are you psychic? Might as well be. I mean, I study body language pretty well, and I can tell by someone's eyes the way they change when they look at me, their demeanor. I can tell if it's a smirk or a frown or a smile, and the eyes are everything. Even if they have a plastered smile and there's literally no light in their eyes, they're just smiling for the smile, really. Doing it for the gram, as they say. Doing it for the Insta post. No, we don't do that. I don't do that. I can't relate. 5-1, the change for a passionate, romantic love affair. Some of you, someone is cheating on you, and you have this feeling, but it's like every reading you get is positive. I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of big tarot readers out there, and they all do like the same kind of readings all the time, and they always sound like this and like they're so happy, and there's like no emotional depth there whatsoever. I just see them as people who are like putting on a show. Like, if your personality doesn't come out and you don't become a little bit out of pocket and you're always in control, you're putting on a show. If you only ever say positive things, you just want to be liked. I keep it real here. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. You know, if you want to go somewhere where they tell you make-believe stories over and over again, you can keep telling yourself that and keep saying, well, I keep getting all these readings. I keep getting all these confirmations. Well, one, is it a personal reading, or is it just a collective reading that you're watching and it's just to pick a card? Because that makes a huge difference. If they only have one follower and it's you, sure, they could be talking about you, or they could be talking about themselves. You know? Some people only will read cards because they're asking for themselves, not for the people, and they don't want to get like the truth out there, and they candy code it like certain readings because they want good news. Their subconscious will do that, and that's not me hating on anyone. It's just me being very real. Like, there's a lot of readers who are like, I'm so sorry that, you know, they're so overly sensitive because other people are overly sensitive. In the real world, if you're overly sensitive, you have to find ways to manage it, and you have no business taking out your sensitivities on anyone else, because you are responsible. Anytime you feel like you're out of control, say, I am responsible. I'm in control of my actions. Because otherwise, You look no different than a kid throwing a tantrum in the store because their mom didn't get their favorite candy. Like, I'll see people hating on someone because they're confused about the reading, and it's like, was it a personal reading, or did you just watch something by someone who, I don't know, has 100,000 followers, and you think it's just for you? I know you want to be special, but chances are there are multiple messages, and they're not all tailored just for you. I've had to say this to some people before, and they still would ignore me, but that's not my problem. That's their problem. So that's why so many of them are like trying to, you know, say maybe this isn't for you, or maybe try just a different reading, because they're like, look, I still need you to follow me, and I want you to like me, and I really don't want you to not like me. Whereas I'm like, these are the messages I was giving. You can take it or leave it. If I never see you again, thanks for showing up. Thanks for listening. If you don't like me, you know, that's your opinion. And I accept it with respect and admiration, because you're willing to say, hey, I'm done. You know, I'd rather you be like, I'm done, than sit here and watch every reading I have and hate on me. Like, you're really letting both of us down that way. Whereas if you're like, I don't really like this, it's not for me, let me click off. That's what an emotionally intelligent person would do. So some of you prefer the happier side of life, and some of you like things sugar-coated, some of you like things handed to you, and others of you, you're tired of that shit, and that's why you're here. Because you're happy that someone out of pocket came along. There are those kinds of readers, but it's rare. You always want someone to be honest with you and who tells you the truth so you can do what's best for yourself. You don't want someone to lie to you over and over and over, and then you never know, why isn't this working? And it's the same thing with people who like give a general reading that could literally be applied to everyone, and they give like as little as information as possible. I'm just like, okay, you're in it for the money, because you literally are not being descriptive. You're not going into detail. You're just giving the bare minimum, and then you're like, go to the extended. And it's like, you're just here to make money. I don't do extendeds. I don't do any of that. I did personal readings for a while. I quit doing that because people were just lowballing me when I already gave them like a great price. It started out as $5, had way too many creeps. Then it started out at like, I don't know, $70. Still got creeps. So I'm like, you know what? It's going to be $350. You won't pay me for my time. For real. If you're a creep, whatever, at least I'm getting not lowballed in this moment. Seriously. The struggle of being a reader. And most people can't afford that. So I know if you seriously want to know the answer and you feel like it's going to make the difference in your life, you'll pay that money. I know, because I've done it. You know. I had this one reader who charged a lot for their services, and I was like, well, I'm just going to get a mini reading, and it was like $60, and I was like, well, do I necessarily want to spend $60 on this? No, but I'll do it because I really love this reader. I really respect them, admire them. All they said was a surprise is coming my way, and I was like, this is what I got for $60. There's always surprises coming my way. I mean, how helpful is that? So be wary of people like that, you guys, when it comes to readers. It's not me trying to shade them. It's just me being honest from my own experiences. Even while I was a tarot reader. In fact, this person came back to me and they'd be like, hi. And I said, do you need something? And then they're like, you want another reading or anything? And I was like, no, I just wanted to confirm what you already said. And I was thinking, I already knew a surprise was coming. Only I gave myself more details. Like, and you had none. And that's $60. You know how many meals that could have been? You know how many cheeseburgers that could have been? You know how many enchiladas that could have been? I could have taken myself to a nice steak dinner. And it would have been a better surprise than that surprise reading. I'm not going to say what reader it is because I don't believe in naming names. Like sometimes, sure, I'll say my father did this or my sister, whatever, but those are people I personally know and people I've had a relationship with very thoroughly. So if I say something, I fucking mean it. And it's like I'm hearing that song in my head. If I said I wasn't scared, just know I mean it. And it's true. I'm scared of you. I'm scared of myself more than I'm scared of anybody else. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth. 4-2, your investments in business and life/love will double. So whatever you put into yourself at this time, whatever you pay attention to at this time, you're really going to absorb that knowledge, and it's really going to do you a whole lot of favors, and it's really going to bust your mind wide open. And I'm still just reading the things you do see. I have yet to cover the things you don't see. 6-2, you will receive a gift that will be extremely useful to you. Yeah, the more you tap into yourself, the more you're going to realize you're a gift. 1 blank, stranger makes you unhappy. Ooh, confirmation that someone is totally hating on you and you don't deserve that. Ditch them. Leave them. I'll be your new friend. I'll be your support. Ditch them. Leave them. But I can't. Actually, you can. You really, really can. A lot of my past relationships, we were super codependent on each other. I quit that shit. You know how hard it is to quit codependent relationships when that's all you're ever used to? I will never, ever, ever put myself in a position where you're in charge of my happiness ever again. You could dangle $1 billion in front of me if you're a terrible person and I know that you're just trying to dangle a carrot in front of my face like I'm a donkey. I ain't gonna be your jackass. It ain't happening. I ain't having it. Alright, last thing you see, wonderful vacation and journey. If you could just leave these losers behind who call you a loser, you'd just be so much happier. Be open to the lessons that you're meant to learn. Even if you don't want to listen to someone talk terrible about your boyfriend, if they've been your friend for like 5+ years, listen to them, because you're gonna let your emotions get in the way. Whereas that person, they're not in love with them. They don't see them like you, and I can attest to this. I've been in relationships where I couldn't see clearly. Other people are like, they're blah blah blah, right? And then I found out the hard way, and I wish I had listened. And I've done the same thing for other people. I'm like, you realize this person never loved you. They want you to be codependent on you. They want to isolate you. They're so cruel to you. And then they're nice to you to give you hope. And you're literally setting yourself up for failure. And it sucks. Watching you literally kill yourself, bring yourself to life, kill yourself, bring yourself back to life. And this person is still with that person. I'm like, whatever, it's your life. I tried. Now, the things you don't see, love and love affairs. Once again, confirmation that you deserve true love and you don't deserve someone who isn't going to give you nothing. You deserve all, not nothing. For me, it's all or nothing. Either give me your all because I'm going to give you my all. If you give me nothing, guess what? I'm still going to try my all, but once I do the 3 strikes, you're out. Guess what? You're out permanently. Boom. Because that would be insane to be literally handled. You're handed the world on a silver platter and you crush it on purpose just because you can. You have fun with that. I'm never going back. 3, falling in love unexpectedly. I think a lot of you, the more you kind of start learning more things about yourself, and be more open-minded to trying to learn from others. Like, just listen. Don't try to form any thoughts. Just observe those thoughts. Let them go. Be present in the moment when you're trying to learn something, and try and give your full attention. And you don't have to chime in. You don't have to give your opinion. Just say, I appreciate you talking to me honestly and for trying to be helpful. Because usually people who try to teach you something or help you learn something, that's all they have in mind. They want to share their knowledge. Some people will... The people to not pay attention to are the people that, you know, you listen to them, they never listen to you. They love giving you advice, but every advice you give them, they never listen to, and it's always wrong. Those people you don't listen to, they don't even listen to their own advice. Hell, they probably make it up as they go along. Those people are ignorant. I'm talking about the people who legitimately will ask you questions and try and help you, and like will answer you, and you say, hey, I notice when you talk, you know, if you really want to engage more with people, maybe you should try this method. And they say, thank you, that was helpful. And they don't have to implement it, but the fact that they're willing to listen and they're trying to learn from you makes all the difference. So that's who to listen to, that's who not to listen to, because no one is the most intelligent person on the face of the planet. No one knows everything, because if they did, they would solve world hunger. Okay? Everyone would be peaceful in this world. We would never have to worry about war or famine or anything like that ever again. Really and truly. And I wouldn't say that it'd be all sunshine and rainbows, but we wouldn't have to kill each other or feel like we need to practically choke out the person in front of us just to get our point across, you know? They would give us all the keys to emotional intelligence, things to do. Like, that's a real thing. So, like I said, and like I always say, no one's better than anyone else. So, how to be more open? Be open to those who are open to you, and if they're not open to you, don't be open at all. And we already spoke of like meditation and all that good stuff. So the very last question is, what is the next thing that's going to happen to you today when it comes to your spirituality? We have double 4. You will be invited to a party. If you go, you will have fun. If you try new things, you'll have fun in ways you never thought possible. If you really choose to explore yourself in your own divinity within yourself, it resides within all of us. If you follow your talents, create your own values, and, you know, create your own routines and ways of being grateful and expressing that to yourself, to others, to those around you, you'll be pleasantly surprised. And then we have job and career 5s. So, you know, this will lead you to fulfillment in your job, in a career. Let's say you take all my advice today and you meet someone and you take that, and that person finds you to be very charming based on the conversation advice I gave you, based on the listening advice I gave you. And you get a job you never thought you could possibly get because you seem wise. So, you're welcome. Next, we're gonna get some advice. Oh, that was a lot more than I expected. I'm not even gonna lie. Now then, we have this green citrine. Oh wow. I really need to put some lotion on my hands. Oh well. My hand be dry. My hands be dry, man. My hands be dry. I actually have this problem with my fingers where whenever my fingers are in water, if I don't constantly put on 24-hour moisture lotion, all the skin peels off my hands, and when I take a shower, I actually have to put on gloves because my skin comes off in layers, not just one layer, but like 3. So you'll see like the first and the second and the third, and I have to just, like I said, every time I wash my hands, gotta lotion them up in the shower, wash my hands before I lotion them up, put some gloves on, put rubber bands over those gloves so no water leaks in, so the skin doesn't come off my hands. So you think you've got problems. Imagine that happening to you. And it doesn't matter where I've traveled. I've had this affliction since I was like 14 is when it first started, and it's happened ever since. So, and your current energy. I'm getting like sing-songy energy. I'm getting like happy energy. I think you're gonna be like, okay. I'm hearing, I just dropped the stone and I heard, no shit, Sherlock. Like, kind of like, why didn't I see that before? I feel stupid I didn't see that. But, you know, it's not that you're stupid. It's just, no one ever taught you that before. Or no one ever explained it to you that way before. You know, you can be explained the same. Someone can explain something to you, and it can be 100 different people. Sometimes it just takes one person to explain the same thing to you, and you finally get it. I hope that happens to me one day with math. And as I say that, the dog howls in the background. So I'm going to take that as a confirmation of what I said. Now, what advice do you have for my loves? First, we have follow your instincts and what feels right. Take chances and discover. 29, discover your life purpose. Boom, huge confirmation of legitimately everything I just freaking said. You're so welcome. If you needed a confirmation, there it is. If you wanted to know the truth, there it is. Now, we have let go of what's holding you back for a better life, letting go. Once again, a confirmation. Look at this dude looking like, look at this cult over here in the back with like, at first I saw a live snake, like a cobra cult or something, but like, I'm really getting like dark people around you with dark intentions, and you're holding on to this grave, to the old, and you don't really want to be buried with all the people they buried. So if you needed a confirmation of literally everything I've just said in this reading, there you go. It seems like each time I go to the advice, it literally just repeats everything I just said, just in a quicker fashion. So double confirmation, let go of people who aren't good for you. Follow your instincts, follow your talents, and what feels good, and take chances to try new things that you think you will enjoy. And even if you're not sure if you'll enjoy it, try it anyway. And then you can say, well, I tried that, I didn't enjoy it, and guess what? I don't have to do it again. And if you don't like it, you can always leave. I don't care if your friend paid $100 for you to go zipline. You get to that zip line, you're worried you're going to fall to your death, don't do it, because you might pee yourself and cry. And if a friend still tries to force you through that and doesn't just swallow the 100, that ain't your friend. A real friend would be like, I can tell you're really distraught and disturbed. Tell you what, you can go ahead and go, or you can ask them, you know, if they can drive you to where I can meet you at the end of the zip line. I know I asked you to do this and it's outside your comfort zone. I thought maybe once, you know, you saw we were going to do it together, or maybe you saw other people do it, you might feel safer, but I can tell you legitimately feel like your soul is about to leave your body. So I love you. I care about you. I don't want you to feel like that, and I don't want you to be terrified. I just wanted you to do this with me because I thought it was something fun. So if you literally have something you think is going to give you a heart attack, don't do it. That's not a good example. But if it's like if someone invites you to a party and you're worried it's going to be boring, like go anyway. You might meet someone else who's at the party and they think it's kind of boring, and you end up having fun together and leaving everyone behind. And you might make a brand new friend. So you never know. So my loves, this is what I have for you. Many blessings. I hope this helps you on your journey, and it helps you discover you are invaluable. You're truly valued. You're priceless. You're limitless. Don't ever limit yourself, and don't ever let someone tell you who to be, how to live your life, who your talents are. What? Who tells you who your talents are? And who tells you if you're talented or not, okay? Because you create you. You know what's best for you. So just listen to you. And don't be afraid to try new things. But if you fear for your life, just don't do it. Just say no. And if they don't respect you, they don't love you, they don't care about you, ditch them like they're on fire and it's a burning building and you must escape for your life. Block them, leave them on red, do what you had to do and say, I was busy, make up whatever excuse you want. Or just be like, I don't really feel like you actually care about me and I don't really care to hang out with you anymore. You're toxic. I did that to a friend. I blocked them or whatever. In fact, I made my whole profile private and then I went back to public after maybe it was 6 months or something. I don't know. So she can see my stuff now, but first I told her about her toxicity and she said she understood. Then she turns around and was like, I think what you said and did was not valid. Of course I tried, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay. Clearly you thought about it and just got mad at me. You think I'm entitled, but I am entitled to choose who I want in my life. And if it's not you, that is not my problem. That is yours. We just are different people with different goals. Maybe what you think is not toxic, I think is toxic. If I think you're always screaming and yelling at your partner and your kids, call me crazy. I think that's toxic. And yeah, sure, we were friends for 5 years, but all those 5 years I never felt like you were really there for me. In fact, when I was going through a hard time and I told you I didn't want to be with this guy and I finally broke up with him for the third, fourth time, you're like, well, just try one more time for me. And I'm like, you don't understand how miserable I am and how hard it was for me to leave this relationship. Just see if they'll pull out all the stops for you. So I did. And basically I got the same answer I always did. It was a no. And then she's like, yeah, you're right, just leave him. And I'm like, so basically you just wanted some entertainment. Are you not entertained enough with your toxicity? You want me to be toxic too? And I tried a little harder, but I was done trying. I felt like they never even tried half as hard as I did. They were just in it because they thought I was amusing. Or that I put up with their bullshit. Could be one or the other. It doesn't matter. It's over. We haven't been friends for probably at least 3 years now. But I more so became friends with them because I wanted to... Originally, they wanted to be friends with them because they wanted a workout buddy to hold them accountable. I did that. They reached their goal weight, and then they got pregnant, and then there went their goal weight. But we won't go any more into that. It doesn't matter how or why we became friends. I'm glad I taught her some healthy habits. I just wish, I just really wish she would have understood me and understood my feelings rather than caring about her own and how I made her feel. Because I told her a lot of things that I felt and I held back. I suffered in silence. And the fact that I was finally telling you my issues or whatever, and you would say that's bullshit. Guess what, honey? You're not the first one. You wouldn't be the last one. She certainly wasn't the last one. And my wants and needs are important. Don't sit there and say, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you, and then turn around and give me all these paragraphs of, I was there for you, I was this, I was that. I was always coming to see you. I was always trying to drive in to see you. I always made all the effort. And on top of that, you wanted me to be a kid sitter. Like, we never ever hung out just us, but maybe like once. And your mom literally lived like right down the road. And I always got tired of seeing you scream at your kids, and I always got tired of seeing you scream at your partner. And I would sit there and apologize to your kid instead of you and say, you know, they're just angry because they don't want you to get hurt. Please don't take that to heart. Like, that shit broke my fucking heart. And I was like, I can't do this. I'm going to be the one being screamed at and yelled at next because I'm trying to be the parent for this kid. If you're toxic to your kid, I'm going to try and help your kid, and I'm going to try and explain to you how to do better with your kid. And if you don't listen, I'll leave. Because as much as I'd love to save that kid, I can't save that kid. I can't save those 3 kids. Because you're in their life and you're still going to be the same person. The only thing that's going to help those kids is if you change as a person. And I didn't deserve that. I never did. And the fact that you would put that all on me and act like you didn't try, honestly, still it's a joke today, only it's not even a funny joke. I was clearly the joke the whole time because I really gave my all. And I was super generous. I gave those kids gifts. I even gave my friend gifts, even when, you know, it just was not reciprocal. But you know, that's what happens when you're someone who gives a lot and you always put 110% into everything. I didn't expect 110%, but I did expect 50%. And I couldn't even get that. So I don't know how you got whatever you got out of that, how I'm in the wrong, but I literally gave you 5 fucking years and you still never got your shit together. I wish you well, and I wish your kids even better because they don't deserve the things that you say or do. They really don't. Those are innocent, sweet babies, and everything that you do and say, that's going to affect them the rest of their life. And how do I know that? Because even when I was super, super fucking young, I still remember shit to this day I wish I didn't. But unfortunately, I have a photographic memory. Everything I see happen and hear, I remember it to this day. I remember it exactly how it was, and I don't care how you remember it. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about my wants and my needs, and I'm the only one who has to care about them. You don't have to. And you clearly don't, and it's none of your business anymore. So good for you. And good for me. I hope you find someone. I hope all those people I left behind, you find someone just like you, because that's what you want. It's not me. That person's dead and gone, so don't go looking for, I've died and come back to life so many times, someone different. You know, you either want to grow and change with me and be like a phoenix rising from the ashes, or you don't. Period. I'm all about accountability. If I fuck up, I'll say I fucked up. That was my bad. I apologize. Is there anything I can say or do in the future to avoid this from happening? Whenever I do something that really upsets you, could you please point it out? I want to do better. I want to recognize my faults. And I'm never afraid to say I'm the one who fucked up. But it does take two. You have to tell me I'm fucking up. You have to tell me that what I did was wrong, because I'm not going to know unless you tell me. I'm just being me. I'm not here to sit here and try and read your mind 24/7 or read every single cue. You know how much anxiety that gives a person? I naturally kind of do that, not on purpose, and I'm still trying to get rid of that trait. Because I never really felt like I grew up in stability as a kid. And even, you know, as a young adult, like I'm at a place in life where stability is key. If you're not stable, it's not happening. I need stability. I need consistency. I need you to literally give a flying fuck or just don't at all. Period. If you're in a relationship with me. And a lot of people still don't understand that to this day, and I'll never understand why. Because I tell them straight up, I'm a very simple person. Pick a daisy out of the ground and hand it to me and say you're beautiful. More prettier than any flower I could ever pick. Oh my god, I'll melt. It is that freaking simple. Men love flowers. Women love flowers. Everyone loves flowers unless they're allergic. But it's literally that simple in life to make someone happy. And the fact that some people can't even manage to do that much still astounds me to this day, really, honestly. But I've learned, and so I'm proud of myself. Yeah, I lived through it. Yeah, it sucked. But if I can do it, you can too. That was the whole point of this story of, yeah, I did love that person. I did care a lot about them. But there was a moment in my life when I had to realize they were never really going to love and care about me the way that was going to make me feel like I mattered. If you feel like you don't matter, guess what? You don't. And if they wanted to, they would. If someone wants to do something for you, if someone wants to give you all their time, effort, and attention, they will. I don't care how busy I am. I'll say, give me a minute, and then I'll drop whatever the fuck plan I had, and I'll do it for you. That's how I know it's possible. And I've met other people who do the same damn thing. So anyone who says otherwise, don't lie, don't lie, don't lie, don't lie. And anyone who's lying to themselves about, oh, they're just going through this or going through that. No, because you go through the same things, and I bet you don't treat them that way. Whenever I go through hardships, I don't take it out on other people. I sit by myself and I deal with it myself like a big girl. And if I say I need a hug, I get a hug. But I'll never take out my anger and my frustrations on someone else. It's the most immature, most stupid thing I ever heard of. Go write in a journal. Ask yourself why you're really mad. Because everything you say and do matters. And people will always remember the way that you made them feel the rest of their lives, whether they want to or not. And if you leave a giant open wound, every time they see you, they're going to remember that wound. Even if it's healed, they're going to remember what you did. Why? Because it was just that painful. So don't be hurtful, be helpful, but don't be helpful to be hurtful to yourself. That's all I have for you, loves. Many blessings. I hope this helps you. Give me a heart. Send me some love. I'll send you a heart back. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I love you, love, Magigoddess.